Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Marina, and this is a very spontaneous video, but I just feel like there's so much going on. Today is Thursday, September 11th, and it's the day after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and I just have had so many thoughts and kind of want to process this whole event on video and just how it's affected me. And I feel like maybe you're feeling the same way, and maybe just a little call to action as, people trying to live our best lives and to show up in the world as we feel called and to be authentic and true to ourselves. I feel like there's a lot to be learned here, and just, I don't know, I'm feeling convicted just with all the events and everything like that. This isn't going to be too political. This is more just like reflections on how this event made me feel and how I want to maybe make some changes in my life or mindsets based off of just like everything that's happened. So I'm sure everyone is aware that Charlie Kirk was assassinated September 10th, 2025, which is yesterday. And the internet is blowing up as it should be. He's a public figure. He is a very prominent figure politically, and he's so young. He's 31, and he was at a school talking to youth, just in open debate. And it's just wild to me that there's so much hate in the world, and that someone was so compelled to take someone else's life based off of political views when Charlie was just using all the platforms available to him to preach the truth that he believed in and to talk to others about their beliefs and to just openly debate. And I think that is such a lost art these days. And he was just making people think, whether you believe with his views or not. I think it's great to have open discussion, and it shouldn't be taken as like a hostile attack. I think he went about it very tactically, and he is a very intellectual, smart person, so he really knew his stuff, and backed up all of his points, which I admire. It's very much an art, and he was very gifted in what he did. And I think he was just very eloquent and spent his days trying to just engage in conversation with people. And it's just wild to me that that really made, I don't know if it's a group of people, we don't know yet what happened or how, like, who was responsible for the assassination, but whoever felt compelled to take his life just because they didn't agree with his stance is just mind-boggling to me in a country that really preaches for freedom of speech and what, like, America, that's what we're known for. People having different views, being able to discuss, being able to share your beliefs and express it in a public way. And the fact that now people are connecting doing that with being silenced in the most terrible way of death is just wild to me. And just like reflecting on, like, Charlie was a father, he was a husband, he had a whole life ahead of him, probably an incredible career. He already accomplished so much in his young age, and I'm 30, so I'm only like 1 year behind him. And it's just, wow, like, he was so convicted and, yeah, just like on fire for what he believed in, and was unapologetically preaching from his heart and what he felt was true, and, yeah, what he felt called to talk about. And especially things that maybe are taboo or hard to talk about. Politics is such a touchy subject when it's impacting the lives of everyone around us. Like, it shouldn't be touchy, and he approached it in such an intentional and open way. And I just really admire that about him. Maybe I didn't agree always with how he went about it, or like, everybody is different, and but it was effective. It was proven to be effective and to be impactful, and that is why his life was probably taken for whoever, yeah, whoever was behind that. I'm sure saw his impact and didn't like it. But my point is, it's just making me reflect on my life and, like, I am such a people pleaser, and I'm really trying in my 30s to just overcome that piece of myself, because I feel like it has held me back. Like, I've always wanted to do YouTube, and here I am at 30 just starting to do YouTube, finally getting the confidence and having confidence in myself and just not worrying about others. And that's a huge hurdle that I've had to overcome, and I still struggle with it in so many aspects of my life. And he just didn't care what people thought. He was true to himself, and that is just so inspiring, and I just feel convicted to that I hope I can do that in my life. Like, if I'm not guaranteed a full, 90 years, like everyone hopes that they will, I hope that I represent myself well and follow my convictions without fear. And even if it leads to death, I know in heaven or wherever he is, like, he's probably so proud of how he lived his life, a short 30 years, of how he showed up. He was so true to himself and was unapologetic for who he was. And I just really I want to do that in whatever way that means for me. Um I'm sorry, I'm getting teary-eyed. It's just, wow. Life is short, and fear of what others think or what the world thinks, or he was attacked. He has security at his, events. He definitely met so much opposition in showing up how he felt called to show up. And I just pray and hope that I can get there in my personal journey. Um, no, I'm getting so emotional. It's just a tragedy. And I don't know, there's things to learn. Grow from. And I just hope, I don't know, that's something to learn from this event, is he really lived his life to in the way that he felt called, and that's just such a beautiful thing. And I hope that I'm able to do that. Sorry, I'm just taking a break from work to record this. Yeah, so that's kind of my reflection on Charlie Kirk. I'm not here to talk about politics, whether you agreed with him or not. I think there's something to be said for someone with conviction and courage and just authenticity, and not being afraid to show up how you feel called to show up, and being unapologetic about it, even if that leads to ridicule and even death. I think you can know you lived your life, um, and look back and be proud. And that's something I want for myself. And I'm sure all of you want that as well, to look back on your life and to not have any regrets, and to know you showed up and moved how you felt convicted to move and who you felt you were, and to not care what people think, even if it's not acceptable to the world as the world sees things to be. I think there's so much room for people to be individuals, and it makes the world a more beautiful and interesting place when people show up and are authentic and don't hide in fear or doubt in themselves and in what could be perceived of them. And I just encourage you all to reflect on your life, to take this time. And if you were to die, if you're past 30, tomorrow, or when you look back on your life, are you proud of what you've done and how you've shown up? He really showed up in all aspects of his life. I don't know him personally, but based off of all the information we have online and countless witnesses of his personal life, I think it's pretty amazing. And I just hope I can be more fearless and confident in myself and my convictions, and be authentically myself, and whatever that means. And yeah, I think that's my major reflection. I'm sure I'll have more as time goes by, but I just hope that people have more charity, think before they act, and know that, like, yes, he's a public figure, but he was a father and a dad. Like, everyone has people that they care about in their life. So to really tear someone down in that way, in like such a terrible way as death, is just mind-boggling, that you would have that much hatred for another human who's just trying to move through this world as best they are able, and to do what they feel called to do, which might not align with what you believe or see, but that doesn't mean you have any right to stop them. Um, and it is a gift to have the freedom of speech in this country. And I hope that no one feels scared at this point to stand up for what they believe in, but maybe encouraged that, like, all the people who are speaking out on this tragedy. Like, freedom of speech is so important, and what you can do with it, what he's accomplished with using that freedom for good. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, if you've had any reflections on this event. It really is a wild time to be alive and just live through such a tragedy. Let's be better for it. Let's find the silver lining in this dark time and really be encouraged by Charlie's life and what he accomplished in such a short 31 years, and step forward with more authenticity and empowerment and confidence in who we are and what we feel called to do. But that is it for my little my little 20-minute break from work. But I appreciate you all listening. And yeah, again, let me know in the comments. Let's start a discussion, a very friendly, positive discussion about how this event impacted you and like what you can take away from it in a positive way and like change in your life. I feel like that's an interesting conversation. And thank you so much again. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more from me, don't feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks. Bye.